But I got a question from somebody at day one on Sunday about how do we talk about this when people question us? I think the idea here is defend, and I really don't want you to have to defend your faith. I want you to be in a place where you can explain what you believe in a way that is sufficient for you, because it'll never be sufficient for other people. Like, no matter how well you explain it, there are some people who are committed to misunderstanding you. So you can't approach it with the mindset that I'm going to figure out how to say it in a way that they'll finally get it. You got to figure out how to say it in a way that you are comfortable with what you have determined within your heart. At the same time, that takes practice. That takes time. You got to sit with it. You got to work it out. You got to have conversations with other people who affirm your journey. You got to work new language into your lexicon. You got to do all of these different things, right? So if you're dealing with people who are questioning you and you don't know how to explain exactly what you believe, just tell them that. I haven't formulated a new belief on that yet. I'm working that out. I'm learning how to think theologically for myself. I know I don't believe that stuff anymore, but I haven't worked out what I believe right now. So that's where I am. And you be at peace with that. When they say, oh, that's unshaky ground and double-minded man is reprobating, blah, 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 blickety, blickety, blah, Bible, Bible, Bible. Like, to hell with that, right? You got to be at peace within yourself about where you are, and be at peace with the fact that sometimes you don't know. And just say, I don't know right now. I haven't formulated that opinion. I have not come to a new belief. I'm learning how to think theologically for myself for the first time. So I'm working that out. Thanks for asking.
I was also going to add to that, because that's a great point. I was going to add to that what you were saying about we try to take time to figure out how we're going to say stuff because we want them to get it and we want them to get us. I just need to all of us to remember that they are also doing the same thing. They're also trying to work their theology out in their head, the best way to relay it to you so that you can get it. So the back and forth of trying to come up with the right thing to convince the other is an exhausting game. Don't play it. Don't play it, because they playing it too. Every time they see you or they know you're coming, they're trying to work out in their mind how to bring your soul back to Christ. They trying to figure out, okay, the last time I said this and it didn't work, so let me bring it to them from the back. The same thing that you do when you on your way to Big Mama house. Everybody is at Big Mama house trying to figure out how to talk to you. So don't wait, don't, because it's a never ending game trying to figure out how to please people with your life and your decisions.
And you will think you gain ground in the conversation, and then you come back the next time and you start over from square one. Like, nigga, didn't we have this conversation last week? What do you mean? Why are you asking me the same questions? Why are you still stuck on this topic that we have unpacked? And you sat there and said, well, yeah, you might be right. Now you're going to come back next week and say the same shit all over again? Just save your energy. Save your energy. You need to know it for yourself. You need to be at peace with where you are within yourself. And that means being at peace with, I don't know right now.
Yeah, y'all giving me a headache. It's interesting that most people's salvation is hinged on being right and certain. And if I just have an aha moment, that means I'm more saved than you. Because Christianity is not about praxis to most of us, but it's about profession and confession. Forget my character and how I show up in the world. It's how I sound and not how I show up. And so that is that cat and mouse game that you got me last time, but I'm going to go back and load my gun so I can get you this time, so I can go to bed more saved than you next time. That's crazy. That is crazy.
You know what, Tim? You absolutely right. And you know what? You know why they go to bed and they continue to think that through after we've left them and left them with questions is because if we all think back to when we were involved in our previous faith spaces, it's our charge to save people. It's our mission. It's our responsibility to save our brothers and sisters. So a lot of people, when they get into debates with people who are deconstructing and then they get stuck and they can't figure out what to say, they feel like they failed God because it's their mission to bring your soul to him. So if in their mind, when you out argue them or when you're right, and they can't be right on top of your right. They go to bed not concerned about what they left you with, but they go to bed wondering what God thinks about them, that they weren't able to better handle that conversation and turn your reprobate mind back in his direction. So that's the thing that makes them, when they see you, they forget everything they forget that conversation from a week ago because they've been sitting and feeling guilty and feeling shame because they weren't able to convince you. So it's like, God, the next time I see him, give me a word to give to my cousin Autumn. Give me a word, God, because her mind is stubborn and her heart is stubborn. And I know that you put it in me to bring, I know I can bring my cousin. So they got this whole commitment, whatever, with God, which is why they won't let it go.
They call that who the Son sets free is free indeed, and what the Spirit of the Lord is, that's liberty.
Ego.
And that is bondage to me. That is, yeah. But I try to understand because I used to be that too. But when I remove myself from that and as distant as I get, I just do not understand the mentality behind my condemnation is wrapped up in your freedom. And it's disheartening. It really is.
This whole conversation is coming full circle for me. So y'all remember that song, Don't Save Her, she don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. You can't whatever.
Whatever.
You from Tennessee. Get out of here.
No, you
okay.
That's disrespectful.
You can't save people who don't want to be saved. If somebody is drowning in water and they are like struggling and moving around, lifeguards are taught, don't go at them when they're fighting against the water. They're not ready to be saved yet, right? They got to be ready for the salvation, because if you go in there and fight with them, you'll drown with them. You can't save people who don't want to be saved, which goes back to what Tim said earlier. We're not taught to save people. We're taught to conquer people. If you're trying to save somebody who doesn't want to be saved, you're actually trying to conquer them.
Sure.
Stop trying to conquer your family members
to
come along with you.
That's so good.
Stop trying to, because they're trying to conquer you and you're trying to conquer them. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved.
And you don't want to be saved either. Not on that side. So stop arguing about it.
At all. And that reminds me, like, you know, I love the Bible. I know other people have a problem with certain things, and I do too. But when I look at the ministry of Jesus and the way of Jesus, before he performed every miracle, he was like, do you want to be healed? Wow. Like, so why are we walking around trying to force our thoughts and our feelings on people? It just goes back to what T says about Christianity having a consent problem. When you recognize Christianity as a construct.
Hey, thank y'all for watching this segment all the way through. The entire recording of this episode is exclusively available in our digital community. You can subscribe by visiting holysmokesmovement.com and just click join our digital community. And if you enjoyed this segment, I'm sure you're going to enjoy the 2+ hour recording we did on this topic. But not only that, you'll have access to the TFC ecosystem where hundreds of us discuss these topics every day. And not only that, you can watch all of our full-length podcast recordings on demand in our digital community. And not only that, you can get the gratification of supporting a movement that's supporting you. And who doesn't want that? So again, holysmokesmovement.com, click join our digital community, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to get more free content from us just like this. And we'll see you right back here next time, where we are deconstructing harmful theology and building beloved community one cigar at a time. But like, you did know, you don't have to smoke cigars to be a part of this, right? Like only 15% of our community smoke cigars. I'm just saying.